on to this brief introduction to the Badi calendar. This introduction was prepared by Glenn Little with help from members of the Wilmette Institute Badi Calendar online course that took place in February 2015. So, where did the Badi calendar come from? The Bab created the Baha'i calendar and established all its major elements. Badi means wondrous. Baha'u'llah later resolved some ambiguities in the calendar. Then the Universal House of Justice defined the final details so that it can be uniformly used by the entire Baha'i world. Each year has 19 months of 19 days. The days of each month have the same names as the months of the year. The Bab named these months according to the verses of the Prayer of Glory, an early Islamic prayer. The following slide lists the months along with a translation of each. The first month is Baha, or splendor. Then I'm going to read the Persian names: Jalal, Jamal, Azamat, Nur, Ramat, Kalimat, Kamal, Azma, Izzat, Mashiat, Ilm, Qudrat, Qal, Masail, Sharaf, Sultan, Mulk, and Allah. The year begins on the day in Tehran when the vernal equinox occurs on Earth. This is the start of spring in the northern hemisphere. The exact times are pre-calculated and published years in advance. The first day of the year is called Nowruz, which translates new day, and this is the first holy day for the Baha'i year in the Baha'i faith. Baha'u'llah fixed year 1 of the calendar to be the year when the Bab made his declaration. The first day of the first year coincided with the Gregorian calendar date of March 21, 1844. The Bab grouped years into sets of 19 and called the set a Vahid. Vahid means unity. He gave each year in the Vahid a unique name. He also grouped Vahids in sets of 19 and called the set a Kulishe, all things. That's what Kulishe means, all things. Year 172, that is from March 2015 AD, is the first year of the 10th Vahid of the first Kulishe. Now there are 19 months of 19 days in each Baha'i year, and this totals 361 days. However, a solar year currently has approximately 365 days. An extra 4 or 5 days are added between months 18 and 19 and are called Ayyam-i-Ha, which translates days of Ha. The length of Ayyam-i-Ha is determined according to when the next Nowruz occurs. 19 days make 1 month. 19 months make 1 year, 19 years make 1 Vahid, and 19 Vahids make 1 Kulishe. So 1 Kulishe would be 361 years. Now there are some other interesting groupings. Days are grouped in weeks, just like the normal Gregorian weeks, and each day in a week is given a name. The first day of the week corresponds to Saturday. Now the Bab put the 19 months into groups of 3, 4, 6, and 6. The first 3 months of the year represent the fire of God. The next 4 months represent the air of eternity. The following 6 months represent the water of divine unity, and the last 6 months represent the sacred realm of the earth. In the Baha'i faith, similar to many other religions, the day starts at sunset. The time of sunset is pre-calculated using modern astronomical formulas and is usually stated using standard clocks that start at midnight, respecting the local time zone. There are 11 Baha'i holy days, and on 9 of them, work and school are to be suspended. Each is celebrated annually on the exact solar anniversary of the event being remembered, except for the birthdays of the Bab and Baha'u'llah, and this is where it gets interesting. In the Gregorian calendar, Baha'u'llah was born on 12 November 1817, and the Bab was born 2 solar years later on 20 October 1819. Now, in the Islamic calendar used in Iran, Baha'u'llah was born on Muharram 2, 1233, and the Bab was born on Muharram 1, 1235. Baha'u'llah referred to these days as the twin days and said that they are accounted as one in the sight of God. So the Universal House of Justice has decided that they will be observed, that is, the birthdays of the Bab and Baha'u'llah will be observed on the first and the second day following the 8th new moon after Nowruz. This is how they occurred in 1817 and 1819. As a result, the twin birthdays are always celebrated sometime during Mashayat, Ilm, or Qudrat. The exact dates are pre-calculated and published years in advance. So here's a list of all the Baha'i holy days. First there's Nowruz, which is the first day of the first month of the Baha'i year, which will be the first of Baha. And then we have the first day of Rizwan, 13 Jalal. Then the 9th day of Rizwan, 9 days later, 2 Jamal. The 12th day of Rizwan is 5 Jamal. And the declaration of the Bab comes next, 8 Azamat. Then the ascension of Baha'u'llah, 13 Azamat. Martyrdom of the Bab, 17 Ramat. Birth of the Bab and the birth of Baha'u'llah are twin birthdays, and these will be celebrated at different dates depending on the year. These are published in advance, and we'll have some links to show you where to find this information if you need it. Okay, so the Day of the Covenant is on 4 Call, and Ascension of Abdul Baha on 6 Call. Until the recent decisions by the Universal House of Justice, the Gregorian calendar's leap years were followed, and in some countries the Islamic calendar was used to place the twin birthdays, but the Badi calendar is now, as of 2015, independent of all other calendar systems. So here is a visualization of a year, and this is the first version. We'll have some others to show you. This is year 172, and it shows the holy days and Ayyam-i-Ha, which are the intercalary days. And moving on, we have another version of a year for the Baha'i year. Again, it starts at Nowruz, 1 Baha, which will be on March 20 or 21, depending on when the vernal equinox occurs in the northern hemisphere. And here's a beautiful version that many of you may be familiar with, showing the Gregorian dates before 172. But starting in 172, the dates are going to vary each year. Remember that. And here we have another year. This is our 4th version. And you can make your own calendar and make it with the circles interlocking that can be moved along, and we'll be putting a link so that you can see where you can go to find this material and print it out to make your own calendar for your own home. So there are some useful websites that can calculate days and calendars for any year for your location. We have the Badi Calendar Calculator, and here is the link for that. You can click on it to go there now and bookmark it. Then we have Feasts and Holy Days calendar. And more information and tools are listed on the Badi Calendar Tools page. We hope you enjoyed this brief introduction brought to you by the Wilmette Institute. Here are our references. You can click to go to the websites to learn more.